the law. That's the story. There is more to this story. Do well to read more. This morning you can track up the story on the Punch newspaper with the headline: Labour threatens 30-day strike, alleges plan to decentralize talks.
Vanguard newspaper as well be taking my first story this morning. Local government autonomy. 13 states rush to old council pools. Boucher faces local government pool for August 19. Kogi election odds October 19. Jigawa, Imo, Anambra, Habia, Katsina, Kebbi, Benue set for exercise. No fewer than 13 states have fixed dates for local government elections in the aftermath of last Thursday's Supreme Court judgment, which prohibited federal allocation to council being administered by caretaker committees. The states that have commenced council pool preparations include Kaduna, Kogi, Bauchi, Katsina, Osun, Enugu, Benue, Rivers, Jigawa, Imo, Kebbi, Habia, and Anambra states. And on Tuesday, the Kaduna State Independent Electoral Commission scheduled the council poll for October 19, 2024. The Supreme Court had declared it unconstitutional for state governors to hold funds allocated for the local government councils. In the judgment delivered by Justice Emmanuel Ajim, the seven-man panel held that the 774 local government councils in the country should manage their funds themselves. The court delivered the landmark judgment in suit XCV 343-2024, filed by the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, against the 36 state governors. The AGF had sued the state governors through their respective state attorneys general. The Apex Court declared that the government is divided into three tiers: federal, state, and local governments. The headline says, Local government autonomy. 13 states rush to hold council pools. In case you're interested in that story, you can pick the Vanguard newspaper. There is more to that story.
All right, still on the Punch newspaper, federal government warns 22 states of 5-day massive flooding. The federal government has predicted that 94 towns are at risk of a 5-day flooding beginning Tuesday, and that was yesterday, July 16, and ending of July 20, 2024. The Minister of State of Environment, Dr. Isiaq Salako, disclosed this on Tuesday. Salako said the identified location and their environs would likely witness a heavy rainfall that may lead to flood within the prediction period. He listed the concerned state as Adamawa State, area that's Bajili, and Abia State, Anambra State, Akwa Ibom. We have Bauchi State here, we have Bayelsa State, we have Borno State, we have Across River, and Nasarawa State, and Federal Capital Territory. Other are Jigawa State, and speaking for that, Salako, however, urged stakeholders in the country to mitigate the flooding. On whether the Cameroonian government had notified the ministry of when it will happen, when it will open floodgate of the Logdon Dam, and the minister stated that it was the Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation that manage dams. If there is going to be any issue around the Logdon Dam, they will inform the Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation, but I'm not sure they have had any information, because if they have any information, they usually also transmit such information to us at the federal level. He noted that meanwhile, the Sokoto state government has disclosed its readiness to avert any possible flooding across the states this year. The Commissioner for Information, Sambo, while speaking with one of the newsmen, said the state government, through one of the Sokoto Emergency Management Agency, was working round the clock to maintain a safe environment. Also speaking, the Director of Relief and Rehabilitation at the Sokoto Emergency Management Agency, that's Mustafa Umar, said the agency had carried out sensitization and awareness programs in flood-prone areas. There is more to this story. You can track up the story on the Punch newspaper with the headline, Federal government warns 22 states of 5-day massive flooding.
Federal government panel reports reveals reasons for Plateau school collapse. It's on the Vanguard newspaper this morning. It says the investigative panel set up by the federal government on the collapsed two-story school building in Jos, Plateau State, has released a preliminary report on the sad incident. The two-story building housing State Academy located at the Busabuji community in the Jos North local government area of the state collapsed on Friday at about 8:30 a.m., claimed 22 persons and left about 154 trapped persons who were evacuated to various hospitals. Addressing journalists in Jos on Tuesday, the Director General of the Nigerian Building and Road Research Institute, Professor Samson Duna, said the report of the panel, headed by Professor O.F. Job of the Building Department of the University of Jos, revealed that the physical observation of the building looked distressed while weak materials were used for the building. It said the report also depicted that the quality of the concrete used to construct the two-story building was in doubt, as there was no boundary between the concrete and the steel reinforcements. The report also said the slab reinforcement anchorage provided for structure was inadequate. The committee has commenced its investigation. Preliminary investigation revealed that the physical observation of the building looks distressed. The quality of concrete is in doubt because there was no boundary between the concrete and the steel reinforcement. The slab reinforcement anchorage provided was inadequate. The sizes of the footing foundation provided were lesser than the required number 1,200 mm by 1,200 mm. A comprehensive report on the investigation will be presented, and after the investigation, Professor Duna enjoined the government and the professional bodies in the construction industry to insist on integrity tests on all the stressed buildings, especially those around the collapsed building site. He said the country had continued to experience building collapse because there had been no regular inspection and penalties for non-compliance. Aside from the available records on building collapse incidents across the country, no one had been sanctioned for negligence. The Director General of NBRRI suggested collaboration among stakeholders, including government agencies, professionals, and the public, to share knowledge and global best practices. The Senate President Godswill Akpabio on Tuesday, however, advised the Plateau State government to ensure that the laws governing town planning were enforced to forestall the recurrence of the tragic incident. Akpabio, during a courtesy call on him by the Plateau State Governor Caleb Muftwang, who was accompanied by some traditional rulers, commiserated with the delegation and called for the stricter enforcement of town planning. We want to condole you on the building collapse. Such a horrific sight, and the structure was not even built during your tenure. The headline says again, federal government panel report reveals reasons for Plateau school collapse. In case you are interested in that story, you can pick the Vanguard newspaper this morning for full details.
Alright, Olatunbosun, we have to go on a very short break. When we come back, we continue with the story, and you can be part of the show this morning by calling our studio line on 09056 969961 09056969961, and you can also head over to our Facebook to drop your reaction there. We will take them. Don't go anywhere.
where royalty thrives, where the spirit of kingship echoes through the ages. Discover the majestic allure of being a king. This is Erie 96.1 FM. We are the king.
Welcome back from that short break. Still on the Punch newspaper, the story I'll be taking says crypto billionaire, technopreneur arrested for alleged fraud, terrorism funding. The Federal Bureau of Investigation has arrested and charged a tech entrepreneur, Kingsley, for his alleged involvement in romance scams and business and one Efema Igbe, who is still at large, posing as legitimate business owner to defraud American citizens between April 23rd to have used the stolen fund to purchase cashier's checks and withdrawn cash from various banks' accounts. Upon conviction of the offences alleged in count 1 through 16 of the indictment, the defendants, Efema Igbe and Kingsley, shall forfeit to the United States of America of property involved in the offense, said the FBI statement. Egbiodion was taken into custody after the grand jury returned the indictment. Meanwhile, the Nigerian police force on Tuesday confirmed the arrest of a self-active framework in the country. There is more to this story. You can track up the story framework in the country. There is more to this story. You can track up the story on the Punch newspaper with the headline: Crypto billionaire, technopreneur arrested for alleged fraud, terrorism funding.
And my updates will be coming from the Nigerian Tribune. Spaces. The story read: the House of Representatives Committee on Defense will on Monday, July 23, 2024, meet with the Minister of Defense, Abu, for the military to cover ungoverned spaces being occupied by criminals. The chairman of the committee, Babajimi Benson, would disclose this in Abuja on Tuesday while briefing a handful of journalists in his office, said the president gave the charge as part of the measures to address the challenges of food security in the country. He said, if there is food security, insecurity will go down. So the army should take possession of their land. Let's say they have 1 million hectares somewhere. There is not going to be insecurity in that area because it is going to be manned by the military. We are taking the initiative on Monday next week. We are inviting the Minister of Defense, the Chief of Defense Staff, to come and explain to us how they want to transform Mr. President's directives into reality. Let the armed forces who protect us be involved in these. Let them cultivate the vast land before them. Benson, who represents Ikorodu Federal Constituency, Lagos State, said, when I received the report from my wise and chosen people that administer them, because if you do that, this is a game changer in my opinion. I think it is a game changer that can be catalytic for Nigerians' development. He commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for championing local government autonomy. This will help in addressing insecurity in the country. As security starts from the grassroots, and with the autonomy, local government council chairman will have more funds, properties. And in case you are interested in that story, there is more to that story. The headline says, food security reps.
All right, now to the Nation newspaper. Reversed CTI. The Tax Appeal Tribunal that had sitting in Abuja, Liz Uriogbe, entered the judgment on the terms of a settlement. It was gathered that the NLNG Limited C22 Speaking further, the third in the certified 322. Speaking further, the third in the certified true copy of judgment held that the term of settlement is $7.5 million as full and final settlement of the reverse CTI assessment and the subject matter of the appeal if payment is made on or before Friday, the 12th July 2024. In furtherance of the above, the appellant said sum of $27.5 million a term of the settlement have been adopted and made the judgment of its this honorable tribunal. This is the judgment of the honorable tribunal at NLNG to pay FRS $27.5 million as 2016 reversed CIT.
Permit me to say thank you for joining us on Erie 96.1 FM. It's still the Morning Rush newspaper review program. And the next newspaper I'll be taking is The Guardian. The update coming from The Guardian this morning says 3,623 cholera cases, 103 deaths recorded in 34 states. NCDC gave this record. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention on Tuesday said it has recorded 3,623 suspected cholera cases and 103 deaths across 34 states and the Federal Capital Territory as of July 15, 2024. The Director General of the NCDC, Dr. Jide Idris, would discuss of 2024. We have recorded 3,623 suspected cases and unfortunately 103 deaths across 34 states plus the Federal Capital Territory and 187 government areas, with a cumulative case fatality rate of 2.8% since the beginning of the year. The predominant age affected is 5 years old, while males account for 52% of cases and females account for rest. Furthermore, there was a 5.6% decline in the number of cases in this reporting week, 8th to 14th July, as compared to the preceding week. We also recorded a drop in the case fatality rate from 2.9% to 2.8%. Definitely, there is a decline in case fatality rate from week 24 when the spike started to present wake. The headline says 3,623 cholera cases, 103 deaths recorded in 34 states. NCDC disclosed this. You can pick the Guardian newspaper this morning for full details of that story.
Okay. To be part of the show this morning for your reaction, the number to call is 09056 969961. We have couples of stories this morning. We have different story that we have minimum wage. We have local government autonomy. Different story, different reaction like that. Let's know your reaction. I'll take another story from the Nation newspaper. Rivers lawmaker crisis rages over an overstate Okojumbo led members of the Rivers State House of Assembly. 27 lawmakers led by Speaker Martins Amawile continue yesterday. We have a caller. Okay.
We see different reactions from different governors, and from what we have from God now, the responsibility of each governors are not the same. But I urge all those local government chairmen that you should try to do the needful for the welfare of local government staff, especially the primary school teachers, because education is the best job for any development country. So these teachers, they are the nation builders. So like Oyo State now, they should try to complement the effort of the state governor, which pay them regularly and promptly. So may God continue to be that leaders right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Slyman. Thank you so much. Okay. Rivers lawmakers crisis rages over an overstate fund. The supremacy battle between Victor Okojumbo-led members of the Rivers State House of Assembly and 27 lawmakers led by Martins Amawile continued yesterday. The three-member house presided over by Okojumbo raised a counter resolution against the previous resolution by the 27 lawmakers barring Governor Siminalai Fubara from further spending money from the Consolidated Revenue Fund of the state. At their plenary, the three legislators said the Amaule-led House lacked the power to bar the governor from spending. Speaker Amaule had sent a letter to the governor on Monday, intimating him that with the resolution of the 27 lawmakers, but objecting to the resolution, the three lawmakers sent a letter to Fubara to disregard the directives describing the 27 members of the House as former lawmakers. Copy of the letter was sent to the Deputy Governor, Professor Ngozi Udo, Secretary to Rivers State Government, Head of Service, Accountant General, Audit General, Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, Chairman Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, Accountant General of the Federation, Group Managing Director of Zenith Bank PLC, and Managing Director of the Access Bank Group. The Court of Appeal in its judgment had set aside an order of the High Court which removed Amaule and 24 others as lawmakers for want of jurisdiction, although the court affirmed Amaule as Speaker. Okojumbo and his two colleagues have insisted that the 27 had ceased to be lawmakers following their purported defection from the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to the All Progressive Congress (APC). Okojumbo, who signed the letter, said Amaule and 24 others had no legal and moral basis to pass a resolution stopping the governor from withdrawing money from the Consolidated Fund. There is more to this story. Do well to read more. The headline says Rivers lawmakers crisis rages on over state fund.
And an update I'll be taking is outbreaking and very terrific. It's on the Nation newspaper. Reps lose fourth member in 1 year. The lawmaker representing Chinkun Kajuru Federal Constituency of Kaduna State in the House of Representatives, Abubakar Adams, is dead. Adams, an ex-football player, won the federal parliamentary seat on the platform of the Labour Party in the 2023 National Assembly elections. His death was announced in a statement on Tuesday by the House spokesman, Akin Rotimi. He noted that Adams, 39, died in the early hours of Tuesday. Adams' death is the fourth in the past year, as the Legislative Chamber in October 2023 lost Abdukidel Dambuga, who represented Isa Sambon Benin Federal Constituency of Sokoto State on the platform of the All Progressives Congress (APC). On May 10, 2024, the House also lost 46-year-old Isa Dongoyaro, an APC member who represents Babura Gaki Federal Constituency of Jigawa State. And last week, on July 10, 2024, Adewale Akinremi, who represented Ibadan North Federal Constituency, Oyo State, passed on at the age of 51. In a statement by Rotimi on Tuesday, the House described the deceased a dedicated public servant, passionate port administrator, and kind philanthropist who until his demise chaired the House Committee on Sports. He was a first-time member of the House of Representatives, representing the good people of Chinkun Gachuru Federal Constituency of Kaduna State. The dear departed lawmaker was a kind and gentle humanitarian loved by all who knew him. His dedication to the development of grassroots sports in Nigeria was unwavering, and his contributions to the House will deeply be missed. The House of Representatives extends heartfelt condolences to the family, friends, and constituents of our dear colleague, as well as the good people of government of Kaduna State.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Mariam.
Yes, this is Miriam. I'm calling from Odejai.
Morning to you.
Alright, thank you. As regards the court judgment and local government autonomy, I want to believe that all state government needs to monitor the chairman, because we can't afford to go back to the days of unpaid salaries and pensions, which was the case before here in Oyo State. And I guess the intervention of the governor was a good one because he was able to clear up all the debt. So I will only plead for checks and balances so as to avoid such reoccurrence. That's my good one.
Thank you so much, Miss Maria. That was Miss Mariam from Odegbai.
And that's all I have on that story. Reps lose fourth member in 1 year. In case you're interested in that full story, you can pick the Nation newspaper this morning.
All right, you can be part of the show this morning by calling our studio line or head over to our Facebook page. We have couples of us comments there already. The number to call is 09056 969961. 09056 969961. What is your reaction to all of these stories? We have couples of stories. We have this driven story this morning. We have couples of comments on our Facebook. Adebayo Timlane is there. Agmobiade says good morning. Ile Somi Ori Redo says good morning. Ni Adedakwa says good morning. What is your reaction? Imafo Jupiter is also there. Good morning to all of you. This story says that on cholera. Yes, that on cholera. Bosun.
Yep.
Do we have any comments? That we have a caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. We lost that call. And in case you're just joining into 96.1 FM, the Morning Rush newspaper review program where we capture and analyze what is happening in Nigeria and also across the country. The story will be taking this morning.
Okay, a cholera kills 103 in 3,623 cases. The story says the cholera outbreak in Nigeria has claimed 103 lives from 3,623 suspected cases across 34 states and the Federal Capital Territory (FCT). The Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention (NCDC) reported that the cases and deaths covered 187 local government areas as of July 15. Lagos, Bayelsa, Abia, Ebonyi, Katsina, and Zamfara State lead in the number of cases and fatalities, contributing 83% to the overall burden of the disease. Despite this, the country has been recording declined cases and fatality compared to preceding month when the outbreak was first recorded. In 2024, the agency stated yellow fever outbreak has also been recorded in Ekiti and Bayelsa states, with 3 cases and 1 death. Speaking further, in its June public health alert, the NCDC reported that between January and June 11, 2024, there were 30 deaths from 1,141 suspected cholera cases, with 65 confirmed cases across 96 cases in 30 states. While by that period, 15 states accounted for 90% of the disease burden. By June 21, 2024, the number had risen to 34 deaths from 1,288 confirmed cases, with 15 cases responsible for over 80% of the cases. However, between June 21 and June 23, the figure surged to 53 deaths, an increase of 19 in 3 days. From 1,528 suspected cases across 177 cancers in 31 states. Track of the story on the Nation newspaper with this headline: cholera kills 103 in 3,623 cases. That's the headline.
Let me take this story for the last update on the Guardian newspaper, talking about applicants decry 640,000 naira UAE visa fee hike. Following the lifting of the visa ban on Nigerian, the United Arab Emirates government has increased its visa fee by over 300%, which has been condemned by air travelers in the country. Expressing anger over the developments, a traveler at the international wing of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, Rose Aikibe, said this is a clear indication that the UAE government doesn't want Nigeria in their domain. How much is the United Kingdom? Why is the amount so out of reach? I think the Nigerian government needs to do more engagement with the government of the United Arab Emirates. Please let them do something to this hike. Also, a father of 3, Adejari Adebukola, who claimed to have 2 children willing to study in Dubai, begged the government to act on the hike to save his children's dream. The headline says applicants decry 640,000 naira UAE visa fee hike. You can pick the Guardian newspaper. There is more to that story. And at this point in time, we need to drag the curtain and call it a day. We sincerely appreciate those that have participated and contributed one way or the other to the Morning Rush newspaper review program, our Facebook audience, our social media platform audiences, and those that have called in and around the country. I want to say a very big thank you to each and everybody. On behalf of the top management, His Eminence Dr. XMO Mustafa JP Babashibioba. Thank you, Mommy and Daddy, for this information given. We remain loyal. I am Olatunbosun Alao. Till I come your way next time, do not do what I
don't do. They can do what you do, right?
Of course.
Alright, till I come your way next time. Thank you for staying tuned to Erie 96.1 FM. We love you so much. Until I come your way next time. My name is Opeyemi.
That's true. We are going to be on this lunch hour show together.
Yes, together. Join us on lunch hour show by 2 p.m.
Crush celebrity. Let's just wait till then.
Yes.
It's gonna be a great one.
All right. Have a good day. Good morning.
Erie 96.1 FM. We are the king.
This is your man Flo Rida.
Hey, what's happening? This your homie Plies, man.
Hey, yo, what's poppin', man? It's your boy Bow Weezy, man. Check it out.
This is Ed Sheeran.
Hi, I'm Charlie Puth.
Hi, this is Paul McCartney.
Systems are offline.
Tune in to Erie 96.1 FM, the majestic station that rules the sound waves. Join us. You are locked into Erie 96.1 FM, the majestic station that rules the sound waves.